and a student of class 10th. Today we are going to start learning our supplementary book, The Footprints Without Feet. In this, first we will start the first chapter of this book, that is A Triumph of Surgery. And students, this chapter has been written by James Heriot. Okay, in this story we will see how a dog whose name was Tricky has been cured. Okay, so my dear students, without making a delay, let's have a start of this chapter, right? So as you can see, the first para of the first chapter is written as it. I was really worried about Tricky this time. I had pulled up my car when I saw him in the street with his mistress, and I was shocked at his appearance. He had become hugely fat, like a bloated sausage with a leg at each corner. His eyes, bloodshot and rheumy means full of water, stared ahead, and his tongue lolled from his jaws. Lolled means hanged, and blood means bloodshot means looked like blood. Okay, so my dear students, as you can see, the James Heriot is just being stated the appearance of a dog whose name was Tricky and who was roaming in a street with his mistress, and it was completely, anybody can easily observe that it's a complete matter of malnutrition, because he was hugely fat. It was hugely fat, like a bloated sauce means, that means something, someone that has been enlarged a number of fats, a maximum amount of fat, as you can see, at leg at each corner, right? And his height was bloodshot means his eyes was completely red and it was full of water. That means anybody can easily convey a notification that definitely the boy must be in a very poor condition. So Mrs. Pumphrey hastened to explain. He was so listless, Mr. Heriot. He seemed to have no energy. I thought he must be suffering from malnutrition, so I have been giving him some little extra between meals to build him up, some malt and cod liver oil, and a bowl of Horlicks at night to make him sleep. Nothing much really. As Mrs. Pumphrey was explaining, he was so worried about Tricky. What she was saying to Mrs. Heriot, because he seemed that, according to her, dog Tricky was suffering from malnutrition. That way, she provided him a cod liver and a bowl of Horlicks at night to make him sleep. That means she has not given nothing much, according to her. And did you cut down? Did you cut down on the sweet things as I told you? Oh, I did for a bit, but he seemed to be so weak I had to relent. Relent means to provide relief or to give up. He does love cream cakes and chocolate, so I cannot bear to refuse him. I looked down again at the little dog. That was the trouble. The Tricky's only fault was greed. He had never been known to refuse food. He would tackle a meal at any hour of the day or night, and I wondered about all the things Mrs. Pumphrey had not mentioned. Are you giving him a plenty of exercise? Well, he has his little walks with me, as you can see, but Hodkin, the gardener, had been down with lumbago, so there has been no ring throwing lately. When Mrs. Pumphrey has explained, I asked a single question, that if she has cut down on sweets. So Mrs. Pumphrey honestly replied in negative. But there was another explanation, that she has told that according to her, he was looking very weak. That's why she just gave up his determination. She just gave up her determination to cut out those sweet things. Okay, and after this, I have a look over the dog who was feeling very trouble, and only one was fault there, and that was the greed. That was greed in the sense that he was fond of food, he was fond of having food. That's why he cannot refuse to have foods, and that's why uh, this problem has happened. And Mr. Pumphrey was not saying like this. And when I have just asked about the exercises, then again she is having another excuse. And what was that? That she provide him a little walk, like that time when she was making a travel there. But the gardener whose name was Hodking has been down with lumbago, so there has been no ring through lately. That means it was not a usual process, it was not a general process in which Mrs. Pumphrey was just providing him the providing the dog is proper exercises. Right now, I tried to sever, as you can see, it is written. I tried to sound sever. Now I really mean, if you don't cut his food right down and give him more exercises, he is going to be really ill. You must harden your heart and keep him on a very strict diet. Mrs. Pumphrey wrung her hands. Oh, I will, Mr. Heriot. I am sure you are right, but it's so difficult, so very difficult. She set off, head down along the road, and as if determined to put the new regime into practice immediately. I watched their progress with growing concern. Tricky was tottering along in the little tweed coat. He had a whole wardrobe of these coats for the cold weather and a raincoat for wet days. He struggled on, dropping in his harness. I thought it would be long before I heard from Mrs. Pumphrey. I tried to sound severe, means I just say strictly that now just listen what I mean, what I want to say. If you don't cut the food, if you don't cut the food and if you not provide the proper exercises, then the condition will be worse. So definitely you must be hard, you must be strict, you must be determined, and you will provide him a strict diet, right? And after that, Mrs. Pumphrey said that, oh, I will, definitely I will, Mrs. Heriot. And she becomes sad. And definitely she was explaining that I was right, and it was very difficult. It was very difficult. She has again explained that it was very difficult, but definitely she will do it. And and as if determined to put the new regime into practice immediately. And she was behaving like that, that she is going to provide, she is going to just implement all the things that she has done. Okay, so I was just watching the progress with the concern that the Tricky was facing the problem like this. And he had a whole wardrobe of these coats for the cold weather, means he was just surviving in a very favorable situation. Okay, so the expected call the expected call came within a few days. Mrs. Pumphrey was distraught. Tricky would eat nothing, refused even his favorite dishes, and besides, he had bouts of vomiting. He spent all his time lying on a rug, panting, did not want to go for walks, did not want to do anything. I had made my plans in advance. The only way was to get Tricky out of the house for a period. I suggested that he be hospitalized for about a fortnight to be kept under observation. Fortnight means it was a period of 14 days, right? So the poor lady almost swooned. She was sure he would pine and die if he did not see her every day. So, but I took him a firm line. Tricky was very ill, and this was the only way to save him. In fact, I thought it's best to take him without delay. So, the students, again, you will have a look over this, that as I was expecting, the same thing will happen. And according to my expectation, the call came within a few days, and Mrs. Pumphrey was just so disturbed. She hastened, she explained that Tricky was not in a good condition. He just panting, he just passing all the day inside, just taking outside taking sunshine. And he did not walk, he did not want to go for a walk, did not want to do anything. And I had made my plans in advance. Now it's time, the time has come to implement the plans that I has made out. And this was only one way, that how that is how I can take out Tricky from the house, right? And that's why I just suggested the lady. I just suggested Mrs. Pumphrey to be hospitalized Tricky for a fortnight for observation. And that poor lady, almost, that was, she was so confused, she was so disturbed. Definitely she was sure he would pine and die. That means Tricky was like a boy for her. That's why she was just so concerned about Tricky. But I had made a firm line that the Tricky is very ill, and this is the only way to save him. In fact, I thought it's the best to take without a delay. So, my dear students, followed by Mrs. Pumphrey's wailings, I marched out the car carrying the little dog wrapped in a blanket. The entire staff was roused, and maids rushed in and bringing his night bed, favorite cushions, toys, and rubber rings, breakfast bowl, lunch bowl, super bowl. Realizing that my car would never hold all this stuff, I started to drive away. As I moved off, Mrs. Pumphrey, with a despairing cry, threw an armful of the little coats through the window. I looked in the mirror before I turned the corner of the drive. Everybody was in tears. Out on the road, I glanced down at the pathetic little animal gasping on the seat by my side. I patted the head of Tricky, made a brave effort to wag his tail. Poor old lad, I said, you haven't kick in you, but I think I know a cure for you. So, by the time Mrs. Pumphrey was just wailing, I marched out a car and carrying a little dog wrapped in a blanket. When I do this, all the stuff that was engaged for Tricky, that was that was doing job for Tricky. They were in a very rush. Someone was bringing day bed, night bed, the pune cushions, the toys and rubbers, means break number of bowls that was used at the different times for having food. And when I started, means a number of stuffs was kept at my car, and I was ultimately felt at the time that it was very difficult to move with all the stuffs at a single time. And when I moved off, Mrs. Pumphrey was despair, and she was making a cry, and an armful of the little coats through the window, right? And I looked in the mirror before I turned the corner of the drive. Every was in tears, means everyone who was there were crying, who were very sad. And out of the road, I just glanced at the patted me. I just have a look over the dog and said, I think I know a cure for you. At the surgery, the household surged round me. Tricky looked down at the noisy pack with dull eyes, and when put down, the lay motionless, decided he was an uninteresting object and ignored him. I made up a bed for him in a warm loose box next to one where the other dogs slept. For 2 days I kept an eye on him, giving him no food but plenty of water. At the end of the second day he started to show some interest in surroundings, and on the third he began to whimper when he heard the dogs in the yard. When I opened the door, Tricky trotted out and was immediately engulfed by Joe the greyhound and his friends. After rolling him over and thoroughly inspecting him, the dogs moved off the garden. Tricky followed them, rolling slightly with his surplus fat. At the surgery man, at the side of hospital, the household dogs surged round me, and when Tricky looked at this crowded place with the dull eyes, when put down, lay motionless on the carpet. He was just feeling unable there. He was just feeling unwell there, and the other dogs, after sniffing surrounding me, after having a smell of that of a few seconds, they decided that this was an uninteresting thing, and they ignored him. Okay. And after that I made up a bed for him in a warm loose box. That means I just made a proper arrangements for him, and for 2 days I kept a watch on him, and I have not given him a single little bit of food for eat, but I have given a plenty of water, or much water to have a drink over that. And after the end of the second day, when he started to show some interest in the surroundings, when I opened the door, what I have seen, the Tricky was trotted and just was immediately engulfed by the Joe. And after making an inspection of all the things, when the dogs were moving towards the garden, the Tricky followed them. Means he was also willing to be the part of that. And when he was going towards all the dogs, easily I have observed that there was a surplus of fat. There was much fat over his body. Later that day, I was present at feeding time. I watched while Tristan slopped the food into the bowls. There was the usual headlong rush, followed by the sound of high speed eating. Every dog knew that if he fell behind the others, he was liable to have some competition for the last part of his meal. And at the last of the day, when I was present at the feeding time, I watch when the Tristan, that is the name of the keeper of dogs, when he has given food into the bowls, there was an unusual competition, an unusual sound that was being that was coming from their mouths, and everyone was in rush that if they will be failure, if they will be if they will not show their potentials, they will be failure, right? So my dear students, I think you are getting all the points clearly, step by step. When they had finished, Tricky took a walk round the shining bowls, licking casually inside one or two of them. Next day, an extra bowl was put out for him, and I was pleased to see him jostling his way towards it. From then on, his progress was rapid. He has no medicinal treatment of any kind of, but all day he ran with the dogs, joining in their friendly scrimmage. He discovered the joys of being bowled over, tramped on, and squashed every few minutes. He became an unaccepted member of the gang, an unlikely, silky little object among the saggy crew, fighting like a tiger for his share at meal times and hunting rats in the old hen house at night. He had never had such a time in his life. All the while, Mrs. Pumphrey hovered anxiously in the background, ringing a dozen times a day for the latest bulletins. I dodged the questions about whether his cushions were being turned regularly or his correct coat worn according to the weather, but I was able to tell her the little fellow was out of danger and convulsing rapidly. When they had finished the food, Tricky walked round the shining balls, and he was licking casually inside one or two of them. Next day, an extra bowl was put for him, and I was pleased to see him he jostling his way towards it. After this, there was a rapid growth in him without any medicinal treatment, and he was continuously improved. And now he is the accepted member. He was the member of the dog's family, and definitely it was unlikely, but definitely it was also it was also sure, it was also certain that he was the accepted member. He all the dogs has accept all the dogs have accepted him, and his appearance was something like a tiger. So the fighting like a tiger for his shares at the mealtime, hunting rats in the old hen house at night, and he had never such a time in his life. Means Tiki has never experienced such a adventurous life for the whole time. And at the while, Mrs. Pumphrey was continuously calling approximately 12 times within a single day, and she was always asking a question that if Tricky has worn a coat according to the weather, if Tricky has eaten food, means that she was just showing her concern towards Tricky, but there was a single reply for her, that was Tricky was out of danger and its growth was growing rapidly. It was growing rapidly. The word convulsing seems to do something to Mrs. Pumphrey. She started to bring round fresh eggs, 2 dozen at a time, to build up Tricky's strength. For a happy period, my partners and I had 2 eggs each for breakfast, but when the bottles of wine began to arrive, the real possibilities of the situation began to dawn on the household. It was To enrich Tricky's blood, lunch became a ceremonial occasion with 2 glasses of wine before a several during the meal. Now this word convulsing seemed to do Mrs. Pumphrey. That means Mrs. Pumphrey was very pleased to hear this meaning. Hear this word like convulsing means growing rapidly. So she started bring round fishes, eggs, and eggs approximately 2 dozen eggs at a single time. And for what? To provide Ricky's strength. And this was a very happy period for the doctor, that was James Heriot and his partners. They had 2 eggs for the breakfast and the bullet of the wines arrived. Means it was a very, you can say, the very pleasant time for James Heriot and his partner. And it was to enrich Ticky's blood. Lunch became ceremonial occasion. That means they were having all the stuffs with glasses of wine during the meals. We could hardly believe when the brandy came to put the final age on Tricky's constitution. For a few nights, the fine spirit was rolled around, inhaled, and reverently drunk. There were days of deep content, starting well with the extra egg in the morning, improved and sustained by the midday wine, and finishing luxurious round the fire with brandy. It was a temptation to keep Tricky on a permanent guest, but I knew Mrs. Pumphrey was suffering, and after a fortnight felt compelled to phone and tell her that the little dog had recovered and was awaiting collections. Within a minute, about 30 feet gleaming black metal drew up outside the surgery. The chauffeur opened the door, and I could just make out the figure of Mrs. Pumphrey, almost lost in the interior. Her hands were tightly clasped in front of her. Her lips trembled. "Oh, Mr. Heriot, do tell me the truth. Is he really better?" Means I can hardly believe. Definitely, I and my partner can hardly believe that the brandy came to put a final age on Tricky's constitution. That means we are just curing Tricky, and we are having brandy in exchange. And for a few nights, the fine spirit was rolled around and inhaled, reverently drunk. They were days deep content. Means how can a dog have such a pleasuring life, right? So the days were the deep content, starting with the extra. Means it was a very even beautiful, wonderful day for both of them, the James Heriot and his friends. And their days start from egg in the morning, and it was improved and sustained by the midday wine, and that was the finish with the luxuriously round the fire with the brandy. Means all the times they can have eggs and the wines, right? And it was a temptation to keep Tricky as a permanent guest. Means it was very tough to have Tricky, and sorry, it was just a virtue to have Tricky as a permanent guest. But for a fortnight, it was out of the house, and it was separated from his master, from his mistress, whose name was Mrs. Pumphrey. And after the end of fortnight, she was waiting for recollection. When I just give a call that they can come for the recollection within about 30 feet, within minute, about approximately 30 feet, car had just stopped beside the surgery, beside the hospital, just before the hospital, and the driver opened the door, and I could easily observe that point, that it was the identification mark of Mrs. Pumphrey. That means Mrs. Pumphrey was there. When Mrs. Pumphrey came, his lips were trembling, and what he asked with the trembled lips, that if Tricky was better. So, yes, he is fine. There is no need for you to get out of the car. I will go and fetch him. I walked through the house into the garden. A mass of dogs was hurtling round and round on the lawn, and in their midst, ear flapping, tail waving, was the little golden figure of Tricky. In 2 weeks, he had been transformed into a lithe, hard muscle animal. He was keeping up well with the pack, stretching out in great bounds, his chest almost brushing the ground. I carried him back along the passages in front of the house. The chauffeur was still holding the car door open when Tricky saw his mistress. He took off from my arms into tremendous sleep and sailed into Mrs. Pumphrey's lap. She gave a startled "oh" and then had to defend herself as he swarmed over her, licking her face and barking. The student, my reply was that yes, he was fine, and there was no need for her to get out of the car, and he will go and fetch him. When I walked into the house through the house into the garden, a number of dogs were hurtling round and round the garden at the midst, and ears were flapping, tail waving, and was a golden figure. That means it was a very complete, happy, pleasant figure, pleasant sight of Tricky. Within 2 weeks, he had been transformed. His appearance has been changed. It was hard muscled animal. It has been turned into a hard muscled animal, and it was keeping up well with the packs. It was stretching out in the great bounds, and its chest almost brushing the ground. Means everything just was going. That was just a fair. And I carried him back along the passages in front of the house. The chauffeur was still holding the car door open. Means when Tricky was out of the house up to the time the driver has opened the car door. When the Tricky saw his mistress, he took off from my arms in a tremendous leap and sailed at when he jumped in the lap of Mrs. Pumphrey. She has to defend herself. She has to protect herself from falling. He started licking. He started barking. During the excitement, I helped Chauffeur to bring out of the beds, toys, cushions, coats, and the bowls, none of which has been used. As the car moved away, Mrs. Pumphrey leaned out of the window, tears shone in her eyes. Her lips trembled. "Oh, Mr. Heriot," she cried, "how can I ever thank you? This is a triumph of surgery." In excitement, I helped Chauffeur to bring out the beds. With the help of Chauffeur, I have bring out the beds, toys, cushions, means whatever the material that I have brought from Mrs. Pumphrey's house at the time of Tricky's arrival at the hospital, when I was just bringing Tricky's at the hospital. And at that time, Mrs. Pumphrey was crying. Again there was tears in her eyes, but now this time he was feeling happy. Her lips were trembling. And she said, "Oh, Mr. Heriot." She not just says, she exclaimed with joy that Mr. Heriot, it was a triumph of surgery. It was a victory of a surgery. It was a victory of medicines. My dear students, she was thinking in a different way. Definitely, she was just thinking wrong. But we are just being aware. We are just now this point of story. We are aware that whatever Mrs. Pumphrey was feeling, that was totally wrong. But as a mistress, as a owner of a particular pet, her feelings, her emotions were definitely remarkable things. Sometimes, my dear students, such a thing happens in our life that we started feeling something more than imagination. We are just started thinking over such a particular things more than imagination, more than concern. That means definitely we must have concern about the particular things that is the related from the lives, but we must be practical also, because sometime, as you can see, the excess of anything is harmful. So if you are just showing your excess of love, excess of your affection towards someone, definitely that will be harmful for them. Now in this story, you can see very well, you can very well understand that what the cure has provided: only reduction in amount of food, only reduction in food, and increase in the physical increase in physical work. That has been the solution for all the problems for what Tricky was facing. So my dear students, this is the moral of this. that you will have to think about the things properly. You must be a practical one. If it is needed that you will have to reduce the amount of food, then definitely you can, because sometime a little avoidance, a little ignorance can be the cause of a great mishap. My dear students, I think that's clear to you. So if all the points has been cleared, then again you will make a revision from the better understanding, and further if you are getting any issues, then you are free to ask. So okay, my dear students, I think that's enough for today. Rest of the part means the second chapter will be start from tomorrow onwards. Up to the time, thank you, have a nice day.